a shot to do what?
Hell yeah. Big pod today. Got Dwayne Marcus with us. We're going to talk a little NFL, some MLB playoffs, a little eulogy for Bert's Yankees, but shit happens. We're hockey season. NBA starts in like a few days, so we ain't worried about baseball no more. It's over.
No.
Who should be MVP? We'll find out. We'll all talk about all that and Lions and Chiefs, big NFL Week 6 plus bucket of doom, all that and more next.
Wandale scored my touchdown, Bert.
Did he really? I just missed it. There it is.
There it is, right there.
Yes.
Shout out to all the sports betting. Was this fantasy or sports betting?
No, this is money's on the line here, brother.
Okay, so for real stakes. So shout out to Wandale Robinson and Jackson Dart, aka Baby Josh Allen. So this is Stuff About Sports, presented by the Mighty Give Us a Shot Network, powered by Fast Break Coffee, and sponsored, as always, Bert and Dwayne Marcus, by the haters. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the first timers, last timers, hate watchers. Definitely all the hate watchers. Appreciate y'all. Your tears are like PEDs to us, so keep it coming. Gentlemen, good evening. How you guys doing?
Good. Can't complain, right? Why would I?
Bert, you went to a Rangers game.
Yeah.
How'd that go? I didn't watch it.
Oh, they lost, but it was nice. Yeah.
So typical New York hockey.
Like going to opening. So here's the thing: it was opening night in the NHL, specifically home opener for the Rangers. I'd never been to a Rangers home opener before, so I was looking forward to it one way or another. New merch dropped. Had to get some of that too. Wearing it right now. Anyways, so the game was terrible, but on the way home was able to stream a Yankees comeback, which was phenomenal. And I rode that high all the way until the 6th inning last night. And then, just gave up all hope. And here I am, officially in hockey season.
Officially in hockey season. Trust me, I was in officially football season a few weeks ago when I knew the Mets were not going to win, went out. And now we're in basketball season. So we'll see how the Sixers do. The only good news I have for this season, even though I'm not very hopeful about the Sixers season, is that they brought back the Allen Iverson jerseys. So I'm looking very much forward to the black Sixers jerseys coming back this season. So that's about it. Like, there's so many question marks with the Sixers that I can't truly get like as excited as I want to be, because there's just too many question marks on the damn team. American Eagle says Baker Mayfield is the MVP so far to him. He says 4-game winning drives and almost came back versus the Eagles after being down 24-3 in that game. The Browns could have had their guy. That's true. Merry Chris Walker, look out for my Giants. You're damn right. Jackson Dart, hey, saving Brian Dable and Joe Shine's job. I don't know if that's a good thing, but maybe we'll find out. So on that note, before we get to all that, we have Bucket of Doom to update. Everybody took a loss except me and Mike, because Mike had the first bye with the Packers, and then I won because I believe I had a team that shouldn't have won, but they ended up winning, so that worked out. But Bert lost 3-2, Corey lost 2-3, Dwayne Marcus lost 2-3. I am 4-1, Carl is 3-2, Mike 5-0, and Ty is 2-3. So we're gonna get to this week's picks, week 6. The Giants and Eagles have already kicked off while we're doing this show. The Vikings and the Texans are the automatic wins this week. So just letting you guys know. Get to the bucket. First pick for Bert. Bert has the Carolina Panthers. Oof.
Probably going to throw that back, but let's see what the other picks are.
Yeah. Corey, the Dallas Cowboys, the frisky Dallas Cowboys.
Going up against the Panthers.
Going up against the Dwayne Marcus, who sacrificed all his throwbacks until Thanksgiving, has the New England Patriots. Hey, shout out to New England, another sneaky, frisky team. That's not a bad draw. Me,
Saints, love that.
love that. Damn it! I just dropped. That's how bad the pick was. I just dropped the helmet. It was the Baltimore Ravens, and I don't know where it just rolled to. And it rolled somewhere. I'm throwing that back, so I'm just going to pick right now. The Houston Texans. Oh, have a bye. All right, that worked out.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
Oh, that's how bad the Houston Texans have also been. I'm not going to. That little win they had last week isn't going to fool me. They're awful. Like, I don't care. Bad teams win games. I'm not fooled by the Texans, but they're on a bye, so I win. Carl, the Atlanta Falcons, who play the Buffalo Bills. Mike, the San Francisco 49ers. And Ty, the Kansas City Chiefs. So those are this week's picks. We will see if we get.
I'm going to throw my Panthers back now.
Okay, let's throw them back. Your new team is the Tennessee Titans.
Great.
It's just, I mean, not as bad as the Panthers, but still not a great overall draw. Okay, so that's the bucket of doom. Week 6 picks. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the show. NFL MVP so far, Josh Allen, overwhelming favorite, plus 140. And then next after that, somehow more baffling, Patrick Mahomes, second best odds at plus 400 or 450 or something like that. And then trailing a little bit behind that, the Big Show, Bert, our guy, Baker Mayfield, plus 800. That line has moved. It was plus 9 when I wrote the show, and now it is plus 8. So moving up there slowly but surely. But Dwayne Marcus, I will start with you. Based on through 5 weeks of the NFL season, who should be or who is the NFL MVP?
It's Baker Mayfield. I don't think it's particularly close, actually. He has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at a 4-1 record, and the top 2 receivers on the depth chart have both missed some amount of time. Both of them haven't played the last 1 or 2 games. He has 4 fourth-quarter comebacks in 5 games. It's the most since 1970. He has 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's completing, he's got a top 3 quarterback rating. He's just under 1,300 passing yards. He is playing the best football of any quarterback in the NFL right now. I think it's pretty comfortably the case, right? Like, it was Josh Allen until the stinker against the Patriots. And Patriots, good football team this year. But Baker Mayfield hasn't had a game as bad as Josh Allen played against the Patriots. And if it weren't for just an ill-advised throw at the end of that game against the Eagles, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be 5-0. And we'd really be having a conversation about Baker Mayfield as MVP. But I'm inclined to believe that Baker Mayfield's the front runner for MVP. He won't win the award, but it's nice to know that there was a time in my life when I thought that Baker Mayfield could be a franchise quarterback, and now we're seeing that. So, yay me.
Just for the record, Bert, before I let you go, that stinker, that diabolical hater Dwayne Marcus have just given us, 22 for 30. With 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception, with a 103 passer rating, is Josh Allen's stinker.
It's not good enough.
Let that marinate. Go ahead, Bert.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
I mean, it's not a win. It's not good enough. Plain and simple. I mean, look at how many people are hating on Aaron Judge right now. I mean, dude's batting 500 in the playoffs, but because he's going home early and didn't win, everybody feels as though he's washed. It's the curse that some of us carry, Jerm, and I think you just have to accept it this time.
I hear you.
I mean, look, there's not much to add off what Dwayne Marcus said. I basically had the same thing. The only thing what bothers me is Patrick Mahomes still in this conversation. I think rather than harp on the fact that Baker Mayfield should be the front runner, very small margin for Josh Allen too, by the way, but I can't for the life of me understand why Patrick Mahomes is even in this conversation. And maybe he should fall to a 4 or 5 grouping, and maybe put Daniel Jones up there. This is the thing. If we're going to measure most valuable player at this point, you can't ignore Danny Dimes. What? Oh, because he has 6 touchdowns passing, but forget about the 3 rushing. But he has made an incredible difference in Indy. But with that being said, I'm going to go back to Baker. He's got to be the number 1 guy as of right now. I know there's still a lot of time left, but for what we've seen so far, despite the fact that many of those wins weren't necessarily dominant, a couple come from behind, but he's the guy you want with the ball in those situations. And there's just that dog in him. He gets it done. And as Dwayne Marcus said, leading the Bucs to 4-1 and just completely crushing it, could potentially be 5-0 too. But I don't know how you'd go with anybody else other than Baker, but we all know where your mind's at right now, Jerm. So let's just let you take it away.
I mean, valid arguments, and you're not going to get me to say anything bad about the Big Show. We've been Baker fans since day one. All right, listen. So, shout out to Baker Mayfield. He should be above Patrick Mahomes. But guys, Josh Allen is the MVP. That bag of scraps with a trash coach, that comeback versus the Ravens, who, granted, don't look awesome right now, but that's because Lamar's hurt and they got a lot of things happening. Cooper Rush is playing for him, so it's hard to judge them. But they're still the Ravens. Baker Mayfield, yes, those fourth quarter comebacks, a large reason why they're winning is because they can only function when they're down. It reminds me of Phillip Rivers, like on the epitaph of his tombstone. It's going to be down 3, length of the field to go with no timeouts. That's Phillip Rivers' career in a nutshell. Baker Mayfield is down to a similar path. Hey, we're down, and we need Baker Mayfield to just show off those huge nuts that he has and win the game and throw to one of his 3 uber super talented receivers. Now that rookie, I keep calling him Ime Udoka, like the coach that almost nuked the Boston Celtics because he couldn't keep his dick in his pants. Whatever the rookie is, whatever his name is, with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Are you kidding me? Bucky Irving, all those boys. So a large part of it, though, is that Josh Allen simply is just better than Baker Mayfield. Like, that's the crux of it. And in every metric, he's throwing for more yards. He leads, total touchdowns. Josh Allen's in the lead. And we know that winning and touchdowns is usually what generates what the NFL MVP is. I'm not a big QBR guy, but Josh Allen is a top 5 QBR guy. Baker Mayfield, number 9, right? The passer rating. Josh Allen's number 5 again. Baker Mayfield, number 9 again. Completion percentage. Josh Allen is number 9. Where's Baker Mayfield? Not even in the top 50. Worse than Jalen Hurts and all those checkdowns. I mean, so credit to where credit's due with Baker, because he is manufacturing those wins just off of just pure Bakerness. Like he should get credit for that. But when we're talking about MVP now, like you gotta be able to, we have to, when the rubber meets the road, we have to put some tangible evidence behind that. That's why Jalen Hurts don't get credit. Jalen Hurts don't get no credit. Last week made the claim. They went out there and went out of their way to make sure that he was the reason they tried to win that game. And what happened, Bert? What happened? Don't worry. I'll tell you. They lost. Just like I've been saying. Those fucking bums. AJ Brown, 17 plays they showed on YouTube somewhere where he's wide the fuck open. They can't even get on the same page. Those guys, did you look at some of their advanced analytics? They should not be 4-1. They shouldn't win They should have won. They're like 30th in like yards per game. Like all of their stats, that is outlier. The Eagles are an entire outlier. Do they have the talent to be the best team in the NFL? Absolutely. But they're an outlier team. But back to MVP, the only person that I wouldn't argue with you against taking over Josh Allen is Jared Goff. That's the guy we should be talking about. He laid that dud that first week, and everybody wrote off the Detroit Lions. And what have they done? Averaging 40 points a game, leading the league in points. Jared Goff, top in the NFL in completion percentage. He doesn't have that many yards because a lot of that. Oh yeah, there he is, number 10 in yards. His QBR is number 2 in the league. His quarterback rating, number 2 in the league. Jared Goff should be in more MVP
They
discussion.
beat the Bears, Browns, and Bengals.
I can't. So what? So you can only play.
What? Your Jerm.
He's manufactured
Bears, Browns, and Bengals in an NFL football game.
But this isn't Jared Goff doing it just for these 3 bad games. He's manufactured probably the most potent, high-powered offense in the NFL since he's been in Detroit. I shouldn't say that, but since Dan Campbell got that ship right. Have they not been one of the best offenses in the NFL?
When Jared Goff played a good defense, he scored 13 points and had the 2 of you to my left saying the Packers were the best team in the NFC.
That was week 1. Get off.
That's what I said.
Now he comes out here, hangs 52 on the Bears,
Mhm.
beats the Ravens, the
Mhm.
Browns, and the Bengals. Now all of a sudden, Jared Goff should be an MVP conversation. Would you stop it?
I mean, Jared,
Would you stop it?
just a little love. Okay, fair enough. Should he be above Patrick Mahomes?
His team has a winning record, so yeah. But
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. I have to manufacture the argument to force you to be on my side because I can't get you to be on my side any other way. But it's cool.
Yeah, when you don't make logical sense, that's what happens.
I feel you.
There's no such thing as logic. It's all opinions, anyways. For all of us. So let's just throw it out there. I cannot put Jared Goff, as much as he might have a good QBR, which we all know is a made up stat anyway. So it really doesn't matter because we're going off of predictions or what would have happened. But I can't hang him up there. I can't. I mean, I wouldn't even put him above Daniel Jones. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but right now, I mean, talking about a guy that hasn't even thrown over 800 yards yet into this MVP conversation, which we know is largely quarterbacks. Because he has 7 touchdowns on the year and 1 interception, we're going to be like, oh, okay, this matters. And look, we can take opponents into consideration all we want, but it doesn't matter. They're going to look at personal stats anyways. And unless you're Josh Allen, then you're gifted an MVP, even though it would have been Lamar Jackson last year.
It's not a gift. It's course correction because Josh Allen should have won it the previous year when the circumstances were flipped. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about how Josh Allen
I just want to light the fuse right now. That's all I want to do.
You Lamar Jackson fans, you guys are bums. Fair weather bum fans. Lamar Jackson can't win a playoff game. He's got back triple MVP. Can't make it to the Super Bowl. Can't make it out of the first round of the playoffs or wherever the fuck he was. Whatever he's been doing. Fucking Lamar Jackson. I'm sick of this guy. Speaking of that,
your guy hasn't made it to a Super Bowl either.
Yeah. We're talking about the Ravens right now.
I don't know if you're the one.
But is Josh Allen the reigning MVP though? Do we say that?
No, he's not the reigning MVP. He is an NFL MVP. He's not okay. So when Josh Allen wins the MVP again, they're not going to say still MVP. They're going to say two-time. You know why? Because there's only one time you're MVP, and then you win it again, and it's 2 times. You're not reigning. That means Jordan's a 2-time NBA champion. You guys are fighting with this fucking argument about reigning champions is dumb. It's fucking stupid. He's not the reigning MVP. It's fucking dumb. It's dumb. He's
the reigning MVP.
It's a new season. It's a new season.
The reigning champs.
You know what they should do? You know what they should do then? They should just take everybody's football record from all times and just have one giant record because apparently it's just a continuous line of time. And then we should just seed it based on that. That way, your Packers would have a chance, and so would your Giants.
I mean, there's a lot of Hall of Fame voting that takes that into consideration if you're a quarterback. That's all I'm saying. So
you guys,
are you just mad because the Bills had like a Bush Light theme with their jerseys Sunday night? Is that what that was?
Okay.
Trash.
I thought I would the pictures. This is where photography is important. When I see the pictures of the jerseys and all the promo, it looked really good. I was really excited. Live action, I wasn't really a fan of it. And I mean, it had nothing to really do about losing because the moment I turned the game on and I saw them warming up, I said, "Oh no, that doesn't look nearly as cool as the pictures made it out to be." I'm also salty that they brought back the red helmets, which Bert, I've been pining for a long time. Since 2021, since they let teams wear a second helmet, I've been asking for the fucking red helmet, and all they do is put the old standing Buffalo on there, and they put all this other bullshit on there. And they're giving it to us, but now they're only giving it to us for the last week of the season versus the Jets. Josh Allen's probably not even going to fucking play. Every home game for the Bills should have been in the red helmets because it's the last year of the stadium. So I don't know, but the new stadium, Bert, looks really good, so I can't wait for that. Anyway, off more tangents.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Marcus, the Ravens somehow still favored to win the AFC North, despite Cooper Rush starting for a second consecutive game, which means they're probably going to be 1-5. Despite the Cincinnati Bengals finding their answer at quarterback with Joe Flacco, Joe Cool. Despite Aaron Rodgers, everybody's favorite dickhead, leading the Packers to a 3-1 record.
The Steelers.
Sorry, Packer. I said Steelers. Thank you. But the Ravens, through Vegas, are still favored to win the AFC North. Fair or foul, the Ravens should still be favored to win the AFC North.
No, they're going to be 1-5. They're going to join a long list of teams who have started the season 1-5 and not made the playoffs. I don't understand. This is why DraftKings and FanDuel. This is why I tell people that sometimes you just have to make a donation. You are the reason why these businesses, these companies are still in business, is because you make stupid bets like this. The Ravens are 1-4. They're not going to win this weekend. Lamar Jackson has a hamstring injury. Like, this isn't like, oh, like he sprained his ankle or like he's got like a bum thumb. Like, he has a hamstring injury. And hamstring injuries for a guy who plays the way Lamar Jackson plays quarterback, big deal. We saw what Dak Prescott looked like with a hamstring injury after 8 games, and he doesn't run nearly as much as Lamar Jackson does. So no, like, the Ravens shouldn't be favored. The Ravens are going to miss the playoffs. And even if Lamar does come back in the next 2 weeks, their defense sucks. They are bottom 5 in points allowed. They allow like 35 points per game. They suck. They allow almost as many points per game as the Texans have allowed in totality this season. They've allowed like 60-some points. Like, it's not a good look for the Ravens. Now, I have said to Ravens fans, I've said to Lamar Jackson fans over and over and over again, that this is not a season to hang your hat on, and no one wants to listen to me. But then things like this happen, and they say, "Oh, well, they're still favorites." Like, you guys are idiots. You guys are going to lose your money. And you know what? I should start taking those bets because I can make a lot of money. I got a degree to pay for. But yeah, no, the Ravens aren't going to make the playoffs. They're not, because the thing is, like, winning the division means making the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, it's one and the same. Like, they're not going to not win the division and make the playoffs. It's not going to happen. So you're basically asking me, are they going to make the playoffs? No, they're not going to make the playoffs. It's not. They're cooked, and I love it. I love every second of it. I've been hate watching the Ravens since week 1, and I'm going to keep hate watching all the way through.
Bert.
No, I agree. I don't know how they came up with this, to be honest with you. And I get it before, small sample size before the bye. But I mean, the Steelers, say what you want about Aaron Rodgers, they're it this year. They are. I mean, you get a Lamar Jackson injury, you get a Joe Burrow injury, and then suddenly, I mean, there is an opportunity here to really take a commanding lead, particularly in the division. But look, I'm looking at the Ravens schedule right now, and for the life of me, can't understand where they think they're going to be making up the wins to lead the division at this point. Because, all right, I'll give you the Bears, Dolphins, and Browns and Jets, but I mean, in 3 weeks they got what we'll say Vikings. Then they got the Bengals. Basically, they got Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Pats, then Green Bay and Steelers to finish up the season. As it stands right now, barring a Lamar comeback, those all look like L's. So I don't understand. There's no way that that's going to happen.
I'm going to say fair, and it's because they're playing in the AFC North. The order of the AFC North games is the Browns, the Bengals, and then they finished the season with the Steelers. The Steelers haven't been that impressive. Like, we were just talking about it maybe 2 weeks ago that, yes, they're winning. We're shocked that they're winning. And Aaron Rodgers has been good, but their defense hasn't been all that impressive. Their skill players, DK Metcalf hasn't been that impressive. He's caught like 2 good passes, like made 2 really good plays. Like, their games that they've won, they're not winning in the way that like the Lions are winning, or even the Tampa Bay Bucks, who have these miraculous come from behind wins. Like, they're grinding out games, which is good, but they're not a team that I'm like, yo, they're running away with the division. Cooper Rush will play this game, and then let's assume Lamar Jackson's healthy and he'll be back. They can make the run. Like, despite the defense, but teams with bad, the Bills are 4-1 with bad defense. The Bucks are 4-1 with a bad defense. The Bucks have actually a pretty good defense, but the Bills have a terrible defense. And there's another foreign team that doesn't have a very good defense, or one of the top teams. But anyway, Lamar Jackson's talent is enough for them to overcome because they're in a bad division, right? Those are gimme wins versus the Browns. Like,
no, it's not.
Yeah, the Steelers aren't. The Steelers are not 3 games better than the Ravens. It is.
No, I'm saying
It's
Lamar
true.
Jackson's talent is not enough for them to overcome the hole that they're in. It's not. And I wish, like, what really, genuinely has Lamar Jackson done in his career to warrant all of this benefit of the doubt that everyone keeps giving him? Like,
2-time MVP. That's your guy.
It's not my guy. Lamar Jackson's never been my guy. I don't know.
According to your logic,
got that from.
According to your logic, he's a 1-time MVP because he won back-to-back, so he didn't win it twice. He just had one long reign of MVP.
I never said that. I don't know why you choose to just be dense when you're a very intelligent black man. I don't know why you do that to yourself. But Lamar Jackson has done nothing in his career to prove that he deserves the benefit of that. Let's look at this team at 1-4 when they were 1-3 with him, 1-2 with him, if you don't include the game he didn't finish. Like, what about the one? Like, okay, fine. You want to say they lost 2 games because Derrick Henry fumbled footballs? Whatever. Like, I'll give you that. But still, he lost the football game to the Kansas City Chiefs, a game they had no business losing. He played okay. He played pretty good in that game. But my point is, okay, he comes back there, what, 1-5, 1-6? Like, they'd have to run the table at that point. Lamar Jackson have to play a different level of football for 9 straight weeks in order for them to even have a shot at making the playoffs. That this is a Sisyphean task. And what you are doing is, see, sometimes I need to start giving you a little bit more credit than I do. You are setting this up beautifully where you're going to sit here and say, oh, they have a chance. Then Lamar comes back. He stinks up the joint. The Ravens don't make the playoffs. And then you'll use that as proof as to why Josh Allen's better than Lamar Jackson. Like, I see the angle here, and I think it's a great angle. I don't think you need to do all that because Josh Allen's already better than Lamar Jackson. But Lamar Jackson's done nothing in his career to warrant the benefit of the doubt that you're giving him. And I just wish people would stop giving him the benefit of the doubt like this. There's nothing about Lamar Jackson that we've seen this season that should make anybody on the planet think that he's going to come back and they're going to make the playoffs. Not a single thing.
You have me down to a T. But what I will say is, do you trust the Steelers? Like, honestly, do either one of you really trust the Steelers? Like, in
the vacuum of this season? Yes, I do.
Okay, fine. But what I will give the Ravens credit for, they have a gauntlet to start the season pretty bad, but their schedule softens up pretty nicely. Like the Ravens, Bears, Dolphins, Jets. Like, if they can string together several wins and get back to about 500, because all their division games don't happen until later in the season. And if you can win a majority of those, which, again, you're talking about the Browns and the Bengals, and I know they said that Joe Burrow isn't going to be out for the whole season, but they lose another game or two, I'd probably sit him for the rest of the season. And because there would be really no point to bring him back if they don't have a realistic shot of making the playoffs. A lot of that's going to depend.
You can make the same argument for Lamar, though.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow is not going to be back for several more weeks. Lamar's going to be out.
I hear you. Yeah, I got you. But I mean,
so Lamar will be back possibly next week. So, maybe.
I just think the thing for me is like a hamstring injury. One is already a thing to play with. A hamstring injury for a guy like Lamar Jackson, who plays the way that he plays, like, even if he does come back next week, he's not going to be. You're not going to want him running and doing all the things that he's normally doing because he's going to be playing on a like that hamstring injury can worsen at any second. So that's why I'm saying, like, and I'm not saying at all that Lamar Jackson can't win games with his arm because we've seen him do it. But what I'm saying is, when at any point this season, we're not going to be seeing him, I don't think, running as much as we're used to because he's working on a bum leg, a bum hamstring. Like, we're going to see him throwing the ball a lot more. They're going to be leaning on Derrick Henry a lot more. Like, the game plan defensively, if you're playing the Ravens, becomes much simpler. Like, you've taken away half of their rushing attack, which for all intended purposes, you've taken away their entire rushing attack because we know that the reason why Derrick Henry gets what he gets, not saying Derrick Henry's not great, but the reason why he gets what he gets in Baltimore is because of the threat of Lamar Jackson running the football. Lamar on a bum hamstring, not going to like that's really. They have ran the tush push 3 times in a row. Oh, yeah,
I was just gonna say this is football. This is what you guys like.
My God,
unbelievable! And they're gonna score off of it.
Third time in a row.
And they're gonna score. And they're gonna score off of it, which is insane.
They didn't get it. They're gonna do it again.
Yeah, if they're second and goal, they're going to do it again.
Oh,
They're just going to keep doing it. This is terrible. The Eagles are the worst. You guys defend them. You people in the comments. I'm going to clip this. You guys are going to comment this. The Eagles are fucking trash. Sorry. Like, that's all they have is the tush push. They didn't run it at all last week. They wanted to prove something with Jalen Hurts, and they proved that all they are is the tush push. The same shit I've been saying for weeks and months and years on this show. It is fucking terrible. Look, they're running it again. They are terrible. If I was AJ Brown, I would leave. Look, they got it.
They just
That's
scored.
insane.
But like, jeez.
You know how you stop the tush push? When you're in that pile, I'm cranking on Jalen Hurts' neck. I'm grabbing his nuts. I'm sticking my finger up his ass. I'm twisting his ankle. I'm doing everything possible to make that move so uncomfortable for him that he just doesn't want to run it anymore. It's terrible. It's the worst thing. It's worse than the Wildcat. It's terrible. So
they just ran it 4 times in a row.
The Eagles are fucking trash. That's trash. That is trash football.
I couldn't even finish what I was saying. I just looked up and I just like, wait a second.
You Eagles fans should be embarrassed. That is an embarrassment to football. Running the tush push 4 times is an embarrassment. That shows you have no trust in your quarterback in the red zone, basically at the goal line, to make any type of active play. That you only rely on a gimmick fad play that is questionable to if they're running it legally or not. That's been the whole crux of this whole season. Embarrassing. Straight embarrassing if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan or an Eagle. I can't believe that. Let's move on because I'm getting pissed off. and I know I'm onto something because both of you were silent when I went on my rant, and you usually stop.
No, that's disgusting.
That is gross.
That was disgusting.
Fucking gross.
Oh, wow. Nasty.
Probably the biggest game of week 6 is the Lions and the Chiefs. Now, the Lions, again, we talked about it earlier, laid that dud in week 1. New coordinators trying to figure shit out. But since then have averaged 40 points per game and back to the Lions that we kind of been seeing the last couple of seasons. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, uncharacteristic, bad interception. Not like one of those tipped, like it could have went, like it was a bad pick he threw, which really turned the tide of the game. But otherwise, he actually has been playing pretty well. But Kansas City coming off that loss to Jacksonville, Detroit, in a lot of people's eyes, needs to validate themselves as a contender because you guys just poo-pooed Jared Goff as an MVP candidate. And I do think that that kind of leads into, I don't think many people are talking about the Lions in terms of the contenders. You know, they don't get really mentioned. I don't know if that has anything to do with what happened in the playoffs last year or if it's just the Lions. I don't know. But who needs to win the game more, Bert? The Lions to validate their status or Kansas City to kind of keep themselves into this race? Because as it stands right now, they're not in the playoffs. So who needs to win more?
I mean, you're asking me who needs to win more, a team that's 4-1 or, a team that's been in the Super Bowl, 3 out of the last 4 years and is currently sitting at 2-3 only because they beat up on the Giants and a shitty Baltimore team. Is that what you're asking me? Because there's my answer.
That is
like
this is your co-host, by the way.
Like the Chiefs need to win this game more. I mean, say what you want about Detroit. They've been a contender year over year, and I don't think this year is any different. I don't think they need to prove themselves to anybody else, knowing that they could be certainly the top of the NFC, and we can see them back where they belong in an NFC Championship game and even a Super Bowl this year. But the Chiefs starting out struggling like they have been, and something we haven't seen in the past, 5 years at this point, is something of serious concern. So it's up to them to come back and show that they can hang with the top and not just beat up the lowly Giants or a Baltimore team that's having more struggles than they are. So I think, for them, this game means a hell of a lot more. I mean, at Detroit, if they end up losing, they can just write it off in the fact of like, all right, Kansas City got their groove back. They should be, and on paper are, a good football team. But no, for me, it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs 100% have to win this game.
Dwayne Marcus?
Yeah, I mean, Detroit's 4-1. I don't whether we give them credit for their wins, their 4 wins are not. They are 4-1. They are, I believe, the second seed in the NFC right now. It might be the first seed in the NFC right now. Right. Kansas City's 2-3. They're under 500. The Chargers are 3-2. All 3 of their wins, I believe, are against. No, all 3 of their wins are divisional wins. So like they have the lead in the division because they've beaten their 3 division opponents. The Broncos are also 3-2. So the Chiefs, 3rd in the AFC West. It's at the point where, again, so just like with the Ravens, either the Chiefs win the division or they might not make the playoffs. And already lost to a division rival, and you have a division rival who's undefeated in the division right now. Like, I get it in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's like, okay, like the Lions aren't in, a conference opponent and they're not a division opponent, so it might not matter. But in the grand scheme of things, you need to win as many games as possible to give yourself as much of a cushion as possible to give yourself room for a potential letdown from the Chargers and or the Broncos that you can win the division. Like, I don't know. I don't actually know how this is a question. Like, respect. Like, for being honest, like, I get it. Like, the Chiefs are the Chiefs, but they're not the Chiefs right now.
I mean,
they suck right now. And like, I don't want to hear anything about, Rashee Rice is this and Travis Kelce. Like, I don't want to hear about any of that because they still have number 15 on in the backfield, lining up, calling the plays, or snapping the ball. They still have Andy Reid on the sideline calling the plays. Like, they still have Steve Spagnuolo on the sideline calling the defense. Like, they have enough talent on this roster to not be 2-3. And so if your 2 wins are against a Ravens team who you always beat and a Giants team who you like, just they're not good. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, they need a win. This is almost like college football territory. Like, they need a signature win, bro. And I don't know. There's no better time to prove that everything's okay in Kansas City than by beating Jerm's favorite offense in the NFL. There's no better time to do it than right now. So the Lions lose this game. Oh, well, they lose it. They're 4-2. They're still at the top of the division. They're still a playoff team. The Chiefs lose this game. They're 2-4. And their playoff odds are as slim as they've ever been in the Pat Mahomes era. Now, Jerm's going to sit here and try to spew some Lions gospel and make this a whole thing about the Lions, which is ironic considering he's a Bills fan, but I'll let him do that.
The Bills of the NFC.
I just don't understand how anyone can rationally say the Lions need this win more than Chiefs.
Well, strap it on, Dwayne Marcus, because I'm going to explain to you why the Lions need to win this game more. Because you said the key words. You made my argument for me. The Lions need to prove and have a signature win. You said despite what we think of their opponents. So for that reason, the Chiefs, nobody believes in the Chargers. They're already falling back to earth. We got hypnotized by the fireworks in week 1 and 2. They're already falling. People are already writing them off. The Broncos, feisty team. We talked about them earlier, but you don't really believe in them when it's the Chiefs and nobody. And we just talked Patrick Mahomes, 2nd in MVP. People aren't really giving up on the Chiefs. They've proven that they can start slow, turn it on. And if they miss the playoffs, they'll have excuses out the bag, but people don't expect them to really miss the playoffs. They'll turn it on. They're already starting to turn it on. The offense is looking better and better every week. Again, uncharacteristic turnovers, defense not playing up to their level. But if the Chiefs go on a run and end up first in the division in about 3 weeks, nobody will be surprised because it's the Chiefs. They're going to get the benefit of the doubt for the next 3 losing seasons. Like, we're going to do this next year. The Chiefs, I don't know. We just did it last year, and they ended up in the Super Bowl. So the Lions need this win more because they need to put a stamp on, yes, they are for real, because they've beaten teams like the Bears, just teams that aren't good. Because like you said, you can say they're 4-1. And yes, if they lose, it's not the end of the world because their division isn't that great right now. But in terms of being labeled a contender, nobody's looking at them like that because nobody believes that they've beaten anybody. They beat the Chiefs.
Contenders in the NFC right now.
The contenders in the NFC right now.
Contenders in the NFC right now. How many teams do you list before you get to the Lions? Realistically,
probably just the Eagles. And I would say the Lions are better than the Eagles.
Just the Eagles.
They're 4-1. The Niners is the Lions 4-1 the same as the 49ers 4-1?
Hold on.
I am
not letting you
Sure.
5 minutes after you just said the Eagles shouldn't even be 4-1. Now
They're gonna
tell
win.
me that the Eagles are more of a contending football. I'm not letting you do this, bro.
The
You
Eagles,
just told me 5 minutes ago
you're
the Bucs
reigning
deserve to be
defending
4-1.
Super Bowl champions. What are you talking about?
They should
You
be
said
0-5. I'm on record
listen. You
saying
said
that.
list the contenders. I'm trying to list them. I said
You think the Eagles are more of a contending team than
no.
the
I wasn't
Lions?
giving an order. I was telling you
I
who
said,
the
how many
contenders are.
contending teams are there before the Lions in the NFC? That was my question, and you said.
And I'm trying to.
Eagles.
I can't off the top of my head. You have the Bucks who are 4-1. The Lions are 4-1. The Niners are 4-1. The Eagles are 4-1. Are the Lions the best team of those four?
Yes.
Okay. Then fine. I was trying to have the argument. Like I was trying to list the teams.
The Eagles is my point. Even if it's the Bucks, which it probably is the Bucks, it's certainly not the Eagles. Which is
I would say the Bucks are better than the Lions, but
my point is, you look at the looking at the NFC right now, because you don't like to do the whole historical thing. So let's not do the historical thing. Let's look at we're 5 weeks into the season. The Lions are 4-1.
Yeah.
The Bucks are 4-1. The Niners are 4-1. The Eagles are 4-1. We all agree the Eagles should not be a 4-1 football team. Like we all agree with that. They should be 0-5. They are 4 drop passes away. They're 4 drop passes by CeeDee Lamb, 2 block kicks, a pick. Like they are just one thing away from losing all of the games that they've lost or won so far this season. So we all agree that. So we can take them off the table. The Niners, 4-1, but they're 4-1 with Mike Jones. Now, depending on how you feel about Brock Purdy, maybe you think that's proof that they are a contender because maybe you think Brock Purdy is better than Mac Jones. Me personally, I think that Mac Jones playing as well with the San Francisco 49ers is proof that Brock Purdy is overrated. But I don't think they're contenders because Kyle Shanahan's their head coach, and they've never really been contenders with Kyle Shanahan as their head coach. So this boils down for me: Bucks, Lions. Which team do I think is better right now? I think the Bucks are better because I think the Bucks have played better competition. I think the Bucks have been in games, and the Bucks more realistically shouldn't have the one loss that they have over the Lions. The Chiefs aren't in the playoffs right now. Like, that is what this boils down to. I've got a team who loses this game, can still make the playoffs, versus a team who loses this game, and they're picking in the top 10. Like, that is what the trajectory becomes. Maybe they're picking in the top 10. The Chiefs need to win this game. No matter how you slice it, no matter how much benefit of the doubt you want to give to Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, whatever, like, clearly, Travis Kelce is more concerned about his wedding with Taylor Swift than he's about playing football on a weekly basis. Fine, whatever. It seems like Andy Reid is more concerned about his next cheeseburger than he's about coaching football on a weekly basis. Whatever. And it seems like Pat Mahomes is more concerned about keeping his wife in check and making sure she doesn't say or do anything stupid than he is about playing football. So, like, whatever. I don't care. I am not Nick Wright. I'm not going to sit here and spew the tackle that turned the tide propaganda at you, whatever the heck that means. That nonsense tattoo he's got on his other forearm. Yeah, the Chiefs are silly. The worst team. They need to win more. There's nothing for the. I hear you. They haven't really beat anybody. I agree. They haven't. I said it first. But like they're 4-1. Like they lose this game, they're 4-2. Okay. But like it's okay. They're still a playoff team. The Chiefs need this win. And I'm more shocked.
I'm just trying to get you to look more. I'm trying to no. Hold on. I'm trying to get you to look beyond the surface. Anybody can bail here. Anybody listen. Anybody can look at a box score.
For your team going home the last 5 seasons. You're trying to defend them right now on your show.
I'm not defending them. I'm just saying, if anything, I'm propping up the Lions. The Lions aren't getting the respect because it's the Chiefs. Trust me, I want the Lions to win more, but the Lions need the win because they need to validate their place in the hierarchy of the NFL. Nobody's talking about the Lions, and you both know it. All right. Before we get to the baseball, there's a couple teams outside the playoffs right now. Okay. So I'll give you right now the NFC playoff teams, the seedings right now, currently, before this game is played: Phillies, San Fran, Tampa Bay, Detroit's number 4, Green Bay, Seattle, and Minnesota is somehow the 7th seed. Now you have the 8th seed. You have Washington, LA, 10's Atlanta, 11 Chicago, Dallas is 12. Out of all of those teams, pick one that you think can make a run and end up a playoff team.
In the NFC?
In the NFC. We'll do the AFC next. Like, if you had to bet on a team that's outside of the playoffs, making the playoffs currently, which one would it be?
I guess it would have to be the Commanders, just because they're the best team not in the playoffs. I mean,
You think the Commanders are the best team not in the playoffs?
In the
Matt
NFC?
Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams would like a word. That is the best.
But they're not an underdog though. Like the Commanders.
What I'm saying is they're an underdog because they're currently not in the playoffs. Is what I'm saying. Like maybe underdog is the wrong word. I'm saying.
Okay. So you're just asking which team that's not in the playoffs is most likely to end up in the playoffs.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that would be the Rams. I would agree with you.
Okay. Cool. Bert?
No, I'm going back to the Commanders.
Yeah. I like Jaden Daniels. Okay. First game off of injury. You see, this is why I want a second bye week, or this is why I like teams to have fresh quarterbacks come in. I know he came back off injury, but I like to see the difference of what a team looks like without a quarterback versus when he comes back, how much it changes. Everything changes when Jaden Daniels is there. That kid is a special talent. So Matt Stafford he's just a legend, man. Like I've turned my opinion of Matt Stafford has changed dramatically. Now that he's been with the Rams, he used to be in the Matt Ryan. He's elevated past that. He's been consistently great, especially in his older age. That I'm going to give him the credit he deserves. Number one seed
this
in
is
the
same guy, ladies and gentlemen, who the week after Matthew Stafford won the Super Bowl said Matthew Stafford is in the Hall of Very Good. Now all of a sudden he's a believer in Matt Stafford. I can't.
Well, in all fairness, that was a couple of years ago, so
And
he hasn't had a season nearly as good as the season he had when he won the Super Bowl. That's my point. That's my point.
Individually, he has. Yeah, I mean, he's been good. I can't speak for the rest of the team. He's been good. Listen, Dwayne Marcus, the biggest room I'll ever be in is the room for growth. Okay, so I'm just trying to make it happen. The Colts, number one seed in the AFC, followed by the Bills, the Steelers, number 3, Chargers, number 4, Jacksonville 5, Denver 6, New England 7. So the AFC teams in order: Cincinnati, Houston, KC, Vegas, Baltimore, Miami, Cleveland, Tennessee, Jets. It's Kansas City, right?
No, it's the Texans.
Really?
Dude, the Texans have the best scoring defense in the NFL. They're the only team averaging, but the only team allowing. They're the only team whose defense is allowing less than 70 points per game. Right? Or
they played one good game.
Who have allowed 70 total points per game. Excuse me, not 70 points per game. They're like 60 something. And I will say, bro, like they're without Tank Dell. I know their offenses look great now. They're without Tank Dell. I think Joe Mixon has missed. Not Joe Mixon, I'm sorry. I think Nick Chubb has missed a little bit of time as well. I think they'll be fine. Their division, I know the Jags are the top of it, but their division is still a very winnable division. Like I said earlier, the Chiefs might not make the playoffs. All right. We could be living in a world where the Kansas City Chiefs are at home after 18 weeks of football. Like that is a reality that exists.
Oh, I hope so. Listen, you ain't gonna make me cry about it. I hope so.
Texans have a better. Well, I know you do, because that's the only way the Bills can even play in a Super Bowl is if the Chiefs are at home.
Right. Plain dirty. I feel you.
Yeah, I just think the Texans have a better shot at winning their division than Chiefs do. I think they're a pretty good team. I think that game against the Rams was bad, bro. Like they looked god awful in that game against the Rams, but they haven't looked. They looked better. They've gotten better. Their defense, I think, has been severely underrated because it hasn't looked great. But then you look at the numbers and you're like, oh, they actually have been doing pretty good this season. I would say it's the Texans.
Bert?
I might agree with that, to be honest with you. And this is me purely just hating on Kansas City and hoping that they don't make the playoffs. They've had enough success. Let's give it to somebody else, shall we? No, I mean, I think that's a valid argument. I honestly do. And I think it would be a coin flip between the two, if that's what we're looking at right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being Kansas City, but I mean, let's go Houston.
Yeah, I mean, Houston has played one good game. Like I don't know what to tell y'all. Like I get the scoring defense stuff. They've played one good game.
Oh, he dropped it.
Yeah, he dropped it. That would have been nice. And if I had to guess a team because of the schedule, keep an eye on Baltimore. That's all I'm saying. Like, just keep an eye on the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think the Chiefs are going to win that division. I think the Chargers are just better right now. I know that they haven't been playing like that the last few weeks, but the Texans division, not that it's like gangbusters, but I think Jacksonville is better. They're going to win. There's not going to be two teams out of the AFC South. So the Texans, the Jags, the Trevor Lawrence, they got something down there. Duval, they figured it out over there.
Cam scored.
Big Cam Scatterboo.
It's okay though because Wando gave me my touchdown, so I don't have to worry about what if Wando didn't score and Cam does.
I dig it. All right, Bert, give me the most surprising thing about the MLB playoffs. It doesn't have to be the Yankees losing if you don't want it to be.
Yankees lose.
No, I mean, that's not surprising at all, to be honest with you, especially, against Toronto. It was just a very good baseball team. To me, the most surprising thing with the MLB playoffs is, and I guess you can say this about every sports, but what's the point of having replay if we're just going to consistently get calls wrong? And that's not exclusive to the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I cannot wait for next year when we do have the automatic strike zone being called too, because I just think it's going to make things, there'll be less room to complain. I feel, however, given some of the reviews and challenges that have not gone certain ways, it just still amazes me that we're in this age of technology and still can't seem to get things right. But in all honesty, from a team perspective, I think I'm surprised Philly didn't put up or wasn't putting up as much of a fight as they were against LA. And I mean, poor Chicago too. Not incredibly surprised there, but at least they lived to see another day as of yesterday. I've even opened to check scores right now. So, that game just got off to a start, and Phillies Dodgers is 1-1 in extras. So,
okay. I know Dwayne Marcus, you don't watch much baseball, but not that I'm surprised that the Yankees lost, Bert. I think because I think people weren't giving Toronto's just good. Like I don't know why people
very good.
So like the way people were reacting to the Yankees losing, they made it. I think it's kind of unfair to Toronto because it maybe it's because it's the brand, I guess, but they made it less about Toronto just straight up winning than they made it more about Yankees losing, and I felt like that was incredibly unfair. The thing that surprised me the most about the entire playoffs has been the level of young elite pitching we've seen from a lot of people, like losing teams and winning teams, right? Like Scooble, Detroit, like all these guys, like just the level of pitching has increased during a time in which a lot of baseball people want us to like, where they're promoting hitting, like everything about the game has gone towards more offense to the point now they're talking about moving the pitching mound back a few feet just to give better. I couldn't believe when I heard. I forgot to ask you about that. I couldn't believe they were talking about doing that. I was like, that's insane. They just changed the ball so the hitters can hit it farther. They just changed it. Like, what are you talking about? You want the pitchers to pitch from farther back to give the batters even more advantage? But I couldn't believe it. But it was pretty impressive to see a lot of the young pitching in the playoffs. What do you think is more important, like pitching like that, or like the bats, like offense or elite hitting, or elite pitching? I guess would be the best way to put it.
In the playoffs, what's going to get you the farthest is elite pitching, to be honest with you. But I mean, look, it's 50-50, right? Because if you don't have the pitch support, your bats are going to need to come alive. And I mean, if you take an example of like the Yankees, especially against Toronto, our guys weren't getting it done from the start like they were against Boston. And then the bats barely came alive. The Yankees bats came alive one game in game 3 in the 6th inning. Like, other than that, I mean, you look at game 1 against Toronto, the only run we scored was walked in. And then everything after that was, I mean, Judge was, let me say, runs scored in, right? We know Judge was hitting, but I mean, he can't hit in all spots. So, but yeah, I mean, look, they should take care of themselves. You want to take a team like Toronto, though. I mean, they not only had elite pitching, but Vlad Guerrero Jr. is a fucking specimen that should be studied. And I think it's, I mean, look, I'm not in the Yankee fan camp that was like, I think it was like after game 2 where they're like, there's no way they have the signs. There's no way they're just hitting everything. That's, first off, that's a dumb excuse. You don't think that someone is automatically cheating because they're hitting, we know our pitching rotation is good. It's not fantastic like an elite like we want it to be, but But no, they're from top to bottom of that lineup. They were smacking the ball, and Vlad was just demolishing it and coming up big when it mattered. And I think that's what matters most too. But yeah, hey, listen, congrats to Toronto. Onward to other things,
Yeah, that's hockey season and football. Still,
it's hockey season. That's what it is. The Rangers are up 2-0 right now. The Giants are somehow winning right now too. So I mean, like, I can't be too selfish. Who am I to want the Yankees to win every year, right? Just a poor lost soul.
Dwayne Marcus, do you have a game ball you want to give out?
Yeah, my game ball goes to Wandale Robinson for making me.
So that's beautiful.
There it is.
Good for you, Bert.
I mean, the homer in me wants to give it to Aaron Judge despite the loss, and knowing that, regardless of not winning, he was literally batting 500 in the playoffs and hitting when it mattered. He just didn't get the support elsewhere. So I will give the game ball to him. I'll also give the game ball to the NHL because hockey is back, and soon we'll have basketball back, and we'll be talking about all 4 sports at once, which is exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My game ball is going to Shohei Ohtani. I mean, the playoff debut pitching, nasty stuff. What do you just strike out 9? I know he hit somebody, but shit happens. Shit happens. But like as advertised, right? Like just, I believe this is the first playoff game he's actually like pitched, hit, did the whole thing that like kind of got everybody interested in him coming over from Japan in the first place. So the fact that he came out and not only did it well, and won the game. So we'll see what happens with their series with Philly. Like Bert, you said they're in extra innings right now. So we'll
they're
see
in
what
the
happens.
Bottom of the 11th right now. It's tied 1-1. 2 outs, man on first. Ooh, now they have something happened. First and third. Oof, yeah, there it is. First and third, bottom 11, 2 outs, and Hernandez is up. This might end the game.
Wow. Carl wants to throw back the Falcons.
Yes.
Carl, your new team is your New York Jets, bud. I am so sorry. That's terrible. That's awful. That's disgusting. But you know what's even more disgusting? That the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football ran 4 consecutive tush pushes and scored off of it, and people celebrated, and we cried.